Y'all know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
What's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. This is Maria Sullivan. She is the author of that program it's called The Ultimate Athlete, 15 weeks on court and off court, specifically for basketball. No equipment required, and position of power. 10 weeks in season, off season, strength training for those of you who have access to equipment in the gym and all that, position of power. Listen, you can get both of these together in a package at grouphandbook.com. What we want to talk about right now is stretching, flexibility, body maintenance after the workout, or on a day that you're not working out, maybe even before the workout. A lot of athletes don't stretch.
No.
I've trained basketball players. They don't stretch. They have no flexibility. I've trained guys who aren't really basketball players, but they want to learn basketball, but they lift weights all the time.
Yeah.
And I watch them move on the basketball court, and they look funny because they have no flexibility. They got all these muscles. They can't lift their arms over their heads. They can't reach to the left and the right. They can't do basketball. They can't even open their legs wide enough, their feet wide enough to get in a defensive stance. They got all these muscles in the way. And even people who don't lift weights. So this is not just for those who lift weights and get buff. There are people who have no muscles really because they don't lift weights, but they also have no flexibility. So talk about, specifically for a basketball player, why is flexibility important? Why do they need to take care of the flexibility?
It actually is almost more important than the actual working out itself. Because if your body's not flexible, you're not going to be able to perform, and that's when injury occurs. So you want to make sure that you are constantly recovering so you can do your next workout.
So how can an athlete get flexible? If an athlete needs to work on their flexibility, how do you do it? I'm Snapchatting, by the way.
I know, it's distracting me. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, you want to make sure that you are stretching. You're taking, I don't care if it's 3 minutes, 5, like obviously the longer that you put into something, the better the results you're going to get out. But I don't care if it's even 3 minutes. You take some time and you just lengthen your muscles, whether you do just a couple stretches that you already know.
What do you mean when you say lengthen your muscles?
Stretch.
Okay,
lengthen,
so stretch means lengthen your muscles.
You're trying to lengthen your body out. You're trying to just stretch wherever you are. Like, you don't want to be so contracted because it's not going to do any good for you to play
especially in basketball.
Yeah.
You need reach, you need length. You talk about length in basketball. Yeah. You got short muscles, you have no length, you're the opposite.
And the other thing is, you got to be able to twist, you got to turn, you got to move backwards, you got to be very agile, meaning that you're able to move in every plane of motion.
Quickly. Yes.
And if you don't have the flexibility to do that, injury, again, you might twist a muscle in your back.
That's where injuries
in your knee.
When you try to force your body to do something that is not conditioned to do, you get injured.
Exactly. And you want to be able to twist in every direction, not just right and left, up and down, side to side, in the weirdest angles, because your body is an amazing machine that can move in so many different ways. So if you don't train your body to do that, it's not going to do that. And there's just so many things you can do to stretch. It doesn't have to be like a specific thing, but if your hamstrings are tight, you gotta loosen them up. It's gonna help you perform better the next day.
And all this you can do by simply stretching muscles.
I mean, there's different ways to stretch, obviously. I mean, like if you're into yoga stretches or yoga class, maybe even take a class at a gym or a studio. It can teach you and become comfortable. And don't feel weird going to a class. Nobody's looking at you. They're concerned about themselves. So go to a class and take a yoga class.
Especially in Miami. I don't know about Miami, nobody cares about you.
No, but I know there are some, being from up north, like don't worry about it. There's places you can go and just do it. Or like there's, movements that you can just do at home. I mean, you don't need anything. It just takes a couple minutes. You can hold your stretch for 10 seconds at least, up to like, 30 seconds, 90 seconds. You don't have to sit there all day and stretch. And it's actually not something that should be boring. It should be like a relief of your muscles. You just tense them all up. You just lifted so hard. You just ran and played the game, but now you got to loosen them up so you can do it again the next day.
So flexibility is important. Helps condition your body for the movements you need to play your sport.
And it helps condition your muscles to get that ripped look. Because if you have so much buildup and tension of the muscles, you're not going to see your muscles. So you got to stretch them out.
Right. There you go. Work on your game. See you on next video.